Company valuations. Let's look at the share price graphs here. You're going to have to step back, please, for me.
Sure.
Mr. Cruikshanks, thank you very much. Astral Foods. Paul, talk us through the
Well,
movements. Do as good a job as David Lurkey did.
Well, I said the other day I need longer arms, you see. But, I mean, that's really the story. It's been one of, it was looking pretty good. And then the concerns, the twin concerns about rising maize prices and all this imports flooding in really started to weigh on people.
And rising energy costs.
I think the government, the South African government, is in a tricky position because they'd like to help the local industry, but they're also mindful that we want to be taken seriously in that BRICS thing, and the Brazilians, of course, are a big player there, so it's a bbit awkward.
Astral, anything you want to say about the share price here?
No, I think it is important, as you said, first dividend they've missed in over a decade. But I think, you still, if you look at the dividend yield, you'll still say it records a positive yield. But they missed this one, they'll probably miss the next one. So in fact, the dividend yield is closer to zero, or should be zero.
So obviously the share prices come under pressure as a result of missing that dividend.
Yes, very close to their 12-month low.
In terms of Rainbow, let's have a look at what is happening on this
Rainbow's
share price
a bit
graph.
more interesting. So around about there, when the deals get announced, and that's the two deals that you alluded to. The one was to buy the 64% whatever stake in Food Corp, and the other one was to do the joint venture with the Zambians.
Zam Hatch.
Exactly. It's like anything that happens in Zambia gets started with the prefix Zam. So they bought this 49% stake in the chicken division of Zam Beef, which is some kind of a big player up there. And they are now launching this new joint venture called Zam Hatch. So I think they anticipate
very clever
doing
branding, country branding.
more work up there. But I think really the reason it shifted in this price chart is that people are beginning to recognize that the next set of results will incorporate the Food Corp numbers for the first time, and that it'll be a bigger business. Yes, that did a rights issue, so more shares an issue. So it's one of those classic cases, as I always say, where the market may not have the measure of this particular company and what its earnings capacity could be.
And
if you're looking for a good investment, despite the troubles in the chicken industry, if we are going to see the Brazilian imports being hit by tariffs, I'm not saying that's best case scenario, but if it does happen, surely you would see a recovery in Astral's share price in the short term. It may be a better play in the short term just to recover that lost ground.
Could be a bounce from a very low level, but
from a 12-month low, as you said.
Absolutely. That's a possibility. But based on its fundamentals, unless that happens, difficult to justify. And the other thing about Rainbow, I know yet another thing, is geographically. It's spread around South Africa quite well, and the margins in those neighbouring countries are higher than the margins at home.